Okay, hello guys, good morning.
Good morning, teacher. How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Fine, teacher.
Okay, great, excellent. Thank you so much. Sandra, Sarah, Yvette, hello, good morning.
Hello,
Hello,
teacher.
teacher.
Fine.
How are you today?
Good teacher, and you?
I'm good, thanks for asking. Well, guys, it's nice to meet you. My name is Natalia Munoz, and I will be your teacher in today's class, okay? So, first of all, I'm gonna check the quizzes that the classes that you have for today, and then we start. So, Yvette and Sarah, you have class 25,
Yes, teacher.
and Yvette, what about you? Okay, and Sandra and Jonathan, you have class 27, right?
Yes,
Yes, teacher.
teacher.
Okay, and Daniela, you have class 24, right?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, great. So, well, guys, before starting the class, I would like to know you a little bit more. So, well, for this, I want you to think about one question that you can ask the others. Could be about their personal information, could be about something interesting, anything that you want, one question, and that's it, okay? For example, I don't know. Sarah, can you please ask Jonathan one question about anything that you want?
Jonathan, where are you from?
Sarah, I am from Colombia.
Okay, very good. Where in Colombia?
I live in Medellin. Um, I, I am ok, espera, me confundí.
Okay, you're from Medellin and you live in Medellin too, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. Excellent. Jonathan, please one question for Daniela.
Daniela, what you do?
Um, I mm, I am studying English. Study
Oh,
English.
I am studying English. Very good. So you can say I'm studying English, or you just say I study English, or I am an English student. Okay. Very good. Daniela, one question for Sandra, please.
Sandra, what is your parents' first language?
Can you repeat, Daniela, please?
What is your parents' first language?
Language. Language. Okay, good. Sandra,
Eh, Daniela, repeat, please.
What is your parents' first language?
Okay. Um, my first language is Spanish.
mhm, very good. And your parents' first language is Spanish too, right?
Okay.
Okay, it was your parents' a first language. Very good, great. Sandra, one question for Valeria. Okay.
Okay. What do you do free time?
In your free time.
In free time.
I like watch movies.
To watch movies. Okay, very good. And finally, Valeria, one question for Sarah.
Sarah, what's your favorite food?
Great.
My favorite food is the pasta.
Pasta. Okay, great, excellent, very good. Great, guys. Thank you so much for that. I just wanted to know you a little bit more for you to practice asking questions and those things. And well, now, guys, we're going to start with our classes today. And first of all, we have class 24, which is Daniela's class. Okay. So, well, guys, in this class, or well, in this unit in general, you're talking about sports, exercise, free time activities, frequency, etc. So, in this conversation, we continue talking about that, okay? Frequency, sports, exercise, etc. We have a conversation. You're in great shape. Guys, do you understand the meaning of great shape, to be in good shape? Or in great shape? What does it mean? Do you remember? To be in good shape.
Shape.
Okay. So, for example, guys, when you do is no, when you play sports or when you do exercise, it's because you want to have like health. You want to be healthy, or also you want to have a good body. To say in that way, in Spanish we say good body, como un buen cuerpo. But in English, we don't say good body. We say good shape or great shape. Hola, you're in great shape. It's because you have a really good body. Okay. So, well, for example, in this conversation, we have Steph and Nick, and Nick is in good shape. Okay. So the idea is that at the end, guys, you can tell me the activities that he does and the frequency. Okay. In this picture, for example, we have one of those activities. For example, Daniela, what are they doing in this picture?
In this picture, tennis? Sport tennis?
They, they,
Tennis, no?
they are playing tennis or
They
they
are
play
playing
tennis.
tennis.
Very good, excellent. So, well, let's listen to the conversation and remember at the end you tell me the activities that he does and the frequency, okay? So,
Page 39. Exercise 10. Conversation. You're in great shape. Part A. Listen and practice.
You're in great shape, Mick.
Thanks. I guess I'm a real fitness freak.
How often do you work out?
Well, I go swimming and lift weights every day, and I play tennis 3 times a week.
Tennis? That sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh, do you want to play sometime?
How well do you play?
Pretty well, I guess.
Well, all right, but I'm not very good.
No problem. I'll give you a few tips.
okay, so, well, for example, Daniela, how often does Nick work out? So tell me the activities that he does and the frequency. Guys, in this case, workout is a synonym of exercise. Okay, you can say workout or exercise, and it's the same. So, Daniela, how often does he work out?
I week?
Nick. We're talking about Nick. So, how often does he work out? So, what activities does he do and how often?
I go exercise. Exercise?
And he, right? We're talking about Nick. So, you say he.
He go swimming
He goes swimming. Very good.
and lift weights.
Mm-hmm. How often?
Repeat, teacher.
How often?
Every day.
Every day. Very good. So these are some of the activities that he does to be in good shape because he's a fitness freak. Fitness freak, guys, is a person addicted to exercise, okay? And this person tries to do different activities to stay in shape, to have a good health or something like that. There he goes swimming, he lifts weights every day. So these are the activities. And for example, Jonathan, how often does he play tennis?
No, teacher. I almost never play tennis.
You don't play tennis. And what about Nick?
Nick, yes, um, he play tennis 3 times a week.
Very good. He plays, remember the conjugation, guys. He plays tennis
Yes.
3 times a week. Very good. This is the frequency, right? Very good. Remember, how often is to talk about frequency. And for example, at the end, they talk about playing tennis together. And Steph says, "Oh, how well do you play?" We have the question with how well to talk about the abilities that you have for the activities. For example, let me see. Mm, Body Beth has a problem. Sarah, how often, no, how well does he play tennis?
He plays tennis pretty well.
Pretty well, very good. So, well, guys, it's um, the word that we can use for talking about the ability that we have for the activity. For example, I play tennis. I do well. Uh, if you ask me how well do you play tennis, I would say not very well because I don't have the ability to do that. Okay, so how well is to talk about abilities. Great, guys. Questions about this conversation in general about the vocabulary, the structures, or that's clear.
What is pretty well?
Pretty well. Okay. This is the answer for the question, how well? As I told you, it's to talk about ability. So when you say I play tennis pretty well, it's because you have the ability to do it, okay? And we would say that how well means que tan bien haces algo, que tan bien juegas, for example. And the answer pretty well is muy bien. Okay, so to talk about the ability that you have. Okay, great. Any other question, guys?
No, teacher.
Okay. So in the second part of the conversation, guys, we have Mick and Steph after the tennis match. So please tell me who is the winner, okay? The winner is the champion, to say in that way, the person that wins the match, okay? But also, guys, I want you to tell me how often does Steph play tennis, okay? Tell me also the frequency. So how often does Steph play tennis and who is the winner, okay? So let me, or let's listen.
Page 39. Exercise 10. Part B. Listen to Mick and Steph after their tennis match. Who's the winner?
Good game, Mick.
Thanks. You too. And congratulations on the win. You play pretty well.
Oh, no, not really.
How often do you play?
Once or twice a year. I'm just lucky today, I guess. Want to play another game?
Um, sure. Just let me take a 5-minute break.
Okay, so for example, Daniela, who is the winner?
Mm, good game.
Mhm. It was a good game. And who wins? Steph or me?
Me, Steph.
Steph. Very good. She's the winner. She won the game. Okay, ganó. Ella ganó. Great. And Sandra, how often does Steph play tennis? Sandra,
Tell me, teacher.
how often does Steph play tennis?
Teacher, es que te escuché entrecortado.
Guys, do you listen to me well, or it's my problem?
Ya, ya.
Yes.
No, no problem. Yes.
So, Sandra, how well does Steph play tennis? No, how often? Sorry, how often does Steph play tennis?
Play tennis 3 times.
3 times
Yes.
a week, a day, a month?
A week.
Mm, okay, kind of. Valeria, did you get it? How often does Steph play tennis?
Twice a week.
Twice a week? Okay, who has other answer? What else did you understand?
Once or twice or year.
Perfect, Sarah. Very good. So she plays tennis once or twice a year. So she doesn't play tennis very often, but she was lucky. Maybe tuvo suerte. Okay. Great, guys. So in this case, we have the questions with how. These are some questions that we can ask to talk about free time activities, to talk about sports, exercise, etc. Okay, for example, the first question with how that we have is how often. Okay, remember, guys, that we can use how often to ask about frequency. So, oh, how often do you work out? How often do you exercise? How often do you play? Whatever. And in this case, we can use short answers, guys. For example, you don't say, I work out every day. No, you just can say every day, for example, twice a week, not very often, 3 times a month, once a year, whatever. Okay. So, for example, Daniela, how often do you watch TV?
I every day.
Every day. Very good. Daniela, one question with how often for Jonathan?
Jonathan, how often do you play soccer?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, no, very often.
Not very often. Remember that the pronunciation is often, not very
Okay.
often. Okay, great, excellent. So, well, guys, we have how often, okay? Then another question that we can ask with how is how long, and how long is used to talk about duration, okay? So you talk about the time that someone spends doing something, okay? For example, how long do you spend at the gym? You can use the verb spend with a place, okay? How long do you spend at the gym? How long do you spend at work? Or you just say, how long do you study English, for example, okay? But remember that how long is for duration. For example, 30 minutes a day, 40 minutes a week, I don't know, 2 hours a week, 1 hour weekends, okay? So the answer is with time, the duration, okay? For example, Daniela, how long do you study English?
Mm, 2 hours a week.
Oh, very good, excellent. And Daniela, one question with how long for Valeria?
How long do you mm, is study university.
At university, okay.
I study at university 2 times a week.
Remember that in this case is duration, Valeria, not the frequency, but the duration. For example, 2 hours, 3 hours.
Okay. So I studied 3 hours a week.
A week. Okay, very good. Now, guys, we have the questions with how well, okay?
Teacher,
Yes, Jonathan.
teacher en español. Una pregunta. Pues no sé, tenía entendido o había entendido mal. Que siempre que hacemos la pregunta con how long, esa vaina, eh, siempre tenía que llevar spend. O no tiene que llevar siempre.
No necessarily, okay? When you say spend, it's because you want to express the verb pasar. ¿Cuánto tiempo pasas?
Pasa. Ujú.
Y puedes decir en un lugar, por ejemplo, how long do you spend at the gym? How long do you spend at Smart? How long do you spend at school? ¿Ok? Como cuánto tiempo pasas en algún lugar. Si tú quieres usar, bueno, no les dije eso porque pronto se me confunden. Sin embargo, si quieren usar spend con una actividad, cuánto tiempo pasas, no sé, mirando televisión, van a usar ing. For example, how long do you spend watching TV? ¿Listo?
Ok.
Pero también pueden decir, how long do you watch TV? ¿Cuánto tiempo ves televisión? And
Okay,
it's okay.
thank you.
Okay, okay, it's my pleasure. Sí, por eso no les dije como que siempre usaran spend, porque a veces queremos hablar de otras actividades que no son pasar tiempo, sino de, no sé, ver televisión, jugar, entonces con spend se complican un poquito más. Entonces pueden decir solo, how long do you play soccer? And that's it, okay? Very good. And now, guys, we have how well. How well is used to talk about abilities, but it's focused on the activity. Okay, for example, how well do you play tennis? How well do you cook? How well do you what else? How well do you play tennis? How well do you dance? How well do you sing? Okay. And the answers in this case, guys, can be pretty well if you have the ability to do it. And about average when you don't have the ability in a good way. So you can say about average because it's the same as the other people, okay? Como sobre el promedio. Igual que todo el mundo, ¿listo? Pues ni tan bien ni tan mal, okay? So about average, or if you don't have the ability, you can say not very well, okay? Try to answer well with well. How well? Pretty well. About average or not very well. For example, Daniela, how well do you sing?
Pretty well.
Okay, great, interesting. Daniela, one question with how well for Sarah.
Sarah, how well do you dance?
Great.
I am pretty well.
Okay, remember, Sarah, that in this case we don't say I am. We use the verb I dance.
I dance pretty well.
Perfect. Very good. Excellent. And well, finally, guys, we have the question with how good. It's similar to how well, but in this case we talk about the talent, okay? How talented a person is, como qué tan talentosa es una persona, okay? So, well, we can say, for example, how good are you at sports? ¿Qué tan bueno eres en los deportes? Okay, so in this case, we don't use the verbs like, how good do you play? No, we focused on the person. So that's why we always use the verb to be and the preposition at. Okay, how good are you at sports? How good is she at tennis? How good are you at swimming? etc. Okay, so please use the verb to be and the preposition at when you use how good. Okay, in the answers we can say pretty good. How good are you at sports? In this case, we can use the verb to be. I am pretty good, or okay, or not so good. Okay. Remember to answer good with good as well. Pretty good, not so good, or okay. And that's it. Well, in case you want to use a verb after the preposition at, use ing. Okay, for example, I can say, Daniela, how good are you at swimming?
Mm, I swimming. I am swimming pretty good.
Okay, you can just say, I'm pretty good or I'm very good. I'm pretty good. En este caso recuerden que no, pues no es necesario usar más verbos, sino el verbo to be. I am pretty good at swimming. Si quieres repetir de pronto el swimming al final. I'm pretty good at swimming. Okay, so this is related to the person. Okay, you are describing the person. Tú eres bueno en algo. ¿Listo? ¿Qué tan bueno eres en algo? Okay. If you want to use the verb, in this case I used the verb swim. So we say at and we use ing. Okay, how good are you at swimming? Or you just use a word, for example, how good are you at video games? For example, Sandra, how good are you at video games?
I am not very well.
Well,
Very well.
okay, so you can say I'm not so good. Okay, with good, we answer good. Okay, how good? Not so good, or pretty good, or whatever. Okay, and Daniela, please one question with how good for Jonathan.
Mm, how good are you at dancing?
Perfect, very good. How good are you at dancing? Good.
And very good.
Excellent. That's it, guys. Okay, please remember how well do you dance, for example, or how good are you at dancing? The questions might seem similar, but they have some differences that you have to take into account. Okay, so, well, Daniela, is this clear to you? The questions we have?
Teacher, en el de how good siempre se usa el verbo to be, el at.
Exactly. Ujú.
Gracias, teacher.
Porque decimos siempre yo soy bueno en algo. So, ser bueno en algo y ese at significa ese en. Okay, in this case.
Okay, teacher, thank you.
Okay, perfect. Very good, guys. So, in general, do you have questions? For example, Jonathan, Sandra, Sarah, Valeria, Yvette, questions?
No,
No
teacher.
question, teacher.
Okay, great. So, we'll practice this, and that's it, okay? And now, guys, we're going to continue with class 25, which is, let me see, because I forgot, Sarah and Yvette's class, ¿ok? Yvette, ¿ya pudiste solucionar el problema con el micrófono? Ah, okay. Okay, great. So, well, guys, in this case, we have you're in great shape too. We're going to listen to Rachel, Nicholas, Zach, and Jennifer talking about sports and exercise, okay? Well, the idea is that according to the activities that they mentioned that they do, you are going to tell me who is a coach potato. What is the meaning of coach potato, guys? If you can explain it in English. In English. What is coach potato?
Is a person that don't do exercise
Mm,
and watch TV every time.
Excellent, very good. It's a person that doesn't do exercise and watches TV all the time. Very good. They prefer to stay sitting down and they don't want to walk, they don't want to run, they prefer to watch TV. Okay, great, excellent. So it's lazy, kind of lazy. Great. Now, guys, we have a fitness freak. What is the meaning of fitness freak? And I told you in the previous class, what is fitness freak?
Um, the person is um, exercise sometimes, no, every day.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Okay, yes, very good. So a fitness freak is a person who likes to exercise and they do a lot of activities. Okay, they like to do different activities. For example, they want to stay in shape, so they go dancing, they go swimming, they do aerobics, they do yoga, they go running. So they do all the activities they can because they are kind of addicted to exercise. Okay, so that is the definition of fitness freak. Good. Then we have sportsnat. What is the meaning of sportsnat?
Um, the person who likes to watch exercise.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So it's a person that is kind of fanatic. Okay, fanatic to a team, a sport. So the person watches the games, for example, on TV, or they go to the stadium to see the games. Okay, so the person doesn't exercise, but they like to know about sports. They like to follow teams, or they like to watch the games or the news about sports. Okay, great. And finally, guys, we have gym rat. What is the meaning of gym rat?
The person is fanatic gym.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So it's a fanatic or addicted to the gym. Okay, and the person spends a lot of time at the gym. Okay. Good, guys. So, well, please remember you're going to pay attention to all the activities that these people do. And according to that, you tell me the name of the coach potato, the fitness freaks, the sports nut, and the gym rat. Okay, so let's listen, guys, and then we discuss this part.
Page 40. Exercise 12. Listening. You're in great shape. Listen to Rachel, Nicholas, Zach, and Jennifer discuss sports and exercise. Who is a couch potato? A fitness freak? A sports nut? A gym rat?
How good are you at sports, Nicholas?
Are you kidding? I'm terrible. But I love to watch sports. I go to basketball games all the time. I really love college basketball. I like to read sports news, too. I check a few websites every day.
Awesome.
Do you like sports, Rachel?
Oh, yeah. I like to exercise. But I don't watch sports very much, and I never follow sports news.
How much time do you spend exercising?
Well, I guess I exercise about 2 or 3 hours a day. I do aerobics at home 3 times a week, and the other days I go swimming. Oh, and sometimes I ride my bike.
That's great, Rachel. Hey, Jennifer, you're in great shape, too.
Thanks. I go to the gym 6 days a week. 6 days a week? Wow. I love the gym. I run on the treadmill and then lift weights for about an hour.
And what about you, Zach? Oh, I'm too lazy to play sports. I really hate exercising. And I almost never go to any sporting events. In my free time, I like to sit with my feet up and watch my favorite TV shows.
Okay, so well, guys, let's discuss this part. For example, sorry, Yvette, who is a coach potato? Mm-hmm. Potato. Very good. Excellent. What does he do? Why? He watches TV. Mm-hmm. Okay, but yes, very good. He doesn't play sports and he prefers to watch TV. Great. Let me see. Sorry. Sarah, who is a fitness freak?
Rachel.
Rachel. Okay. What does she do?
She do exercise 2 or 3 hours a day and 2 or 3 days a week, and bike she ¿cómo es que se dice? She use the bike and swim.
She rides bike
Ride the
and
bike.
she swims, right?
Mhm.
Don't forget the conjugation, guys. She does exercise, she rides bike. Excellent. Very good. Sarah, now we have Sportsnat. Sandra, who is the Sportsnat?
Teacher, as for now, Nicholas,
Mm-hmm. Why?
is the person I love the basket.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yes, very good. So, well, he likes basketball a lot. Great. And finally, let me see. Valeria, who is a gym rat?
Jennifer.
Jennifer, very good. Why?
She spends a lot of the time in the gym.
At the gym, very good. Excellent. Guys, did you understand how often does she go to the gym?
6 days. 6 days a week, see.
Very good. 6 days a week, and she spends like 2 hours there. Okay, so that's why she's the gym rat. Great, guys. So, well, in this grammar class, remember that the idea is to make a review from the two previous classes. And in the first class, guys, you saw how to use the adverbs of frequency or how to talk about frequency, okay? So remember that when you use these adverbs of frequency, always, almost always, usually, often, sometimes, hardly ever, almost never, or never, you use them before the verbs. For example, she never plays tennis. I almost always eat breakfast. I sometimes watch TV. I usually read books. Okay, remember to use these adverbs before the verbs, except with the verb to be. If you have the verb to be, I am, you are, he is, etc. And then you use the adverb, ¿ok? Si tienen el verbo to be, si usen el adverbio después, ¿listo? With usually and sometimes, guys, remember that we have an exception. That is that you can begin the sentence. You can say, usually I walk to work, or you can say, I usually walk to work. Sometimes I exercise in the morning, or you can say, I sometimes exercise in the morning. Just with these two, okay? With the others, remember, before the verb. And if you want to use specific expressions of frequency, such as every day, once a week, twice a month, 3 times a year, twice a day, whatever, you use these expressions at the end, okay? For example, do you exercise every day? I exercise 3 times a week, and that's it. Guys, questions about this? Okay, no one has a question? Okay, so well, guys, in this part, I have some. I know this one is not. I have some activities related to free time. Okay, So the idea is that you're going to tell me what is the picture that matches the activity. For example, in this case, play the guitar, and then you tell me how often or if you ever do the activity, okay? So for example, Sarah, what is the image that corresponds to this verb, play the guitar?
The image A.
A, very good. So, for example, Sarah, how often do you play the guitar?
I never play the guitar.
Perfect, very good. I never play the guitar. Great. Or let's see, the next one we have ride a bike. For example, let me share just that tab. Okay, so Yvette, what is the picture that matches this activity, ride a bike? See, great. So, do you ever ride a bike, Yvette? Okay, great. This one, for example, Jonathan, what is the picture to match this activity?
Sí,
See, very good. Jonathan, do you ever play basketball?
yes, teacher, I always play the basketball.
Always? Okay, great. Very good, excellent. And now let's see the next one. Let me do something here. Okay. This activity, Daniela, how do you, or what is the image for this activity? Play tennis.
Is B.
B, very good. Daniela, how often do you play tennis?
Mm, I not very I not very often.
Okay, so you can say not very often. Okay, not very often, good. This activity, for example, Sandra, sing.
The image is B.
D, very good. Well, in this case, I can change the question. For example, Sandra, how well do you sing?
Mm, I know very well.
Not very well. Okay, great. And Valeria, this one?
Sí.
See, very good. And how often do you dance?
Sometimes.
Oh, sometimes. Can you use a complete statement?
Okay, I dance. I dance sometimes.
Okay, remember that in this case, sometimes is the adverb. Is the adverb, so you have two options. You can say, I sometimes dance, or you can say, sometimes I dance. Remember that they don't go at the end, okay? And with sometimes we can use it at the beginning. So I sometimes dance, or sometimes I dance, okay? Great, excellent, guys. Let's see, do you have questions about the frequency?
No, teacher.
No
Oh,
questions, teacher.
okay, perfect. And in the second part, we have the questions with how often, how long, how good, how well. This is what we saw in the previous class. Sarah and Yvette, do you have questions about this? About the questions with how?
No, teacher.
It's clear. And in general, guys, questions about these questions?
Clear, teacher.
Okay, perfect. Well, guys, and now we're going to continue with class 27, which is Jonathan and Sandra's class. So, and Valeria's class. Jonathan, Sandra, and Valeria's class. In this case, guys, we have the progress check. Remember that this is the class before taking the quiz. So please remember to do the workbook, to have the first task of the portfolio, etc. Okay. So, well, guys, in this part, we're going to see some of the abilities that you are supposed to have in this point about the different topics that you learned in this unit. Okay. So the idea is that we're going to practice a little some of them. And well, you tell me whether you are prepared for the quiz or if you need to study a little bit more, okay? So, well, guys, the first one is I can ask about and describe present activities. In this case, is by using the simple present and the present continuous, okay? So, guys, what do you think? Very well, okay, or a little?
Teacher, so.
So,
Eh,
okay, why?
lo que pasa es que, pues a veces como que cuando hago las oraciones, cuando las completo, como por ejemplo en las actividades del Cambridge, sí tuve como muchas dudas sobre eso. Pues no me quedó como muy claro, pero no sé por qué. Pues yo sé manejar el ING pues como tal, pero en algunos casos no sé cuándo va bien o cuándo no va. Entonces sí tuve como...
Okay, great. So, well, guys, the difference is, well, for example, we use the simple present to talk about repetitive actions or activities, okay? And the present continuous is used to talk about temporary actions that are happening now. Okay. So in the simple present, we talk about actions that we repeat with some frequency, but in the present continuous, it's something temporary that is happening in this moment. So, well, what happens, guys, when you talk about these repetitive actions, you can say, I study English every day, for example. I study English every day. This is the simple present because it's something that you repeat. But for example, if I ask you, what are you doing right now? What is your answer, Jonathan? If I say, what are you doing right now?
I estoy... No entendí.
I study.
Sí, I study.
Right now. What are you doing right now? For example, or let me see, Valeria, what are you doing right now?
I'm studying.
Mm-hmm. Very good. I'm studying. It could be English or I'm studying whatever, okay? And what happens here, guys? In this case, I'm talking about the action that you are doing in this moment that is temporary, that you are going to finish. I'm not talking about frequency. I'm not talking about if you do the activity. No. What are you doing in this moment? So you say, I am studying. ¿Ok? Because it's something that you are going to finish today. Es algo que va a terminar hoy. ¿Listo? Y está pasando en el momento. Mientras que en la otra, el presente simple, ustedes simplemente dicen yo estudio todos los días, pero no es necesario que lo estén haciendo en el momento para describirlo. ¿Listo? Ni es temporal, simplemente algo que se hace. ¿Listo? I don't know if that's clear to you guys, the difference between simple present and present continuous.
It's clear, teacher.
Yes? Okay. So, well, guys, for practicing this part, we have the listening. The idea is that you're going to listen to four people doing different things, okay? Just the sounds of the activities. You're not going to hear voices, words, no. Just the sounds of the activity. So please try to imagine what these people are doing and write it, okay? So you say, oh, they are working, for example. They are singing, could be, okay? So you write here, what are they doing? And that's it, okay? So at the end, we check your answers, and that's it, okay? You can make suppositions, speculations, it doesn't matter. But please be attentive. Les voy a poner el audio, bueno, sí, en la primera actividad lo pauso un poquito y me dicen si escuchan los sonidos, ¿listo? So let's see.
Units 5 to 6. Progress check. Page 42. Exercise 1. Listening.
Yes, okay.
What are they doing? Part A. Listen to people do different things. What are they doing? Complete the chart. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Es que no es frase, es como un sonido.
But can you hear the sounds? ¿Se escucharon bien los sonidos?
Más o menos, teacher. Pues escuchaba muy pacífico.
Yes, sí está, yo no sé, en ese audio siempre tenemos ese problema, no lo escuchan bien. Well, let me do something here. Let me see if I can find the audio for you. Let's see.
Hour.
Five to 6.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna send you the link of the audios. También les sirve si quieren de pronto escuchar o repetir algunos audios que están ahí en el libro. Y porfa, abran ese link y lo miran desde el minuto 10:45 más o menos. Ahí está, ¿listo? Entonces les doy el tiempo que dura el audio y ya pues me dicen que escucharon, ¿listo?
Unit
What are they
6.
doing? So
How
let's
often do you run? Favorite TV shows.
Ok, teacher.
Units 5 to 6. Progress check. Page 42. Exercise 1. Listening. What are they doing? Part A. Listen to people do different things. What are they doing? Complete the chart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3,
Okay, guys, you ready? Okay. Well, very good, guys. Let's discuss what they are doing, okay? So, for example, the number one, Valeria, what are they doing? Valeria?
Teacher, they are jogging.
Very good. Could be. They are jogging. Great. Any other option for this first activity? Do you have any other answer? Or you have jogging?
Or running.
Or running? Very good. Excellent. They are jogging or running. Great. Number two, Sandra, what are they doing in number two?
The number two is the weight lifting.
Okay, they are, well, in this case, you can say they are lifting weights.
Uh,
They are lifting weights, okay? Great, excellent. They are lifting weights. Great. Number three, Jonathan, what are they doing?
No, teacher, I don't know.
You don't, well, try to imagine. I don't know. It's not, we don't have like correct answers in this part. The idea is that you imagine what they are doing according to the sound. So, what do you think? No? Okay, don't worry. For example, Daniela, what are they doing in number three?
They are, they are cooking.
Okay, could be. They're cooking, great. What do you think, Yvette? What are they doing in number three? Okay, they're playing bowling. Great, excellent. Very good. And now let's discuss number four. Number four, I think it's the best or the easiest. So, Jonathan, what are they doing in number four?
They are playing video games.
Very good. They're playing video games. Or do you have any other option, guys? Okay, like the machines, the video games. Great, excellent, very good, guys. So, well, remember that in this case we use the present continuous because it's an activity that the people are doing in the moment. Okay, great. Now, well, we have described family life. Please remember to practice the vocabulary related to family members and also to give information about quantities. For example, in Colombia, I don't know, you can say in Colombia, many families have two children, for example. Okay, that's the idea that you can use the quantifiers to describe general facts about families or people, whatever. Okay, so this is another important topic for this quiz. So we're going to practice it a little. For example, in this case, we have some statements with the percentages. The idea is that you try to replace the percentages with quantifiers, okay? For example, we have in Colombia, 93% of the people go to primary school. Sandra, how can you say the same, but by using a quantifier?
the quantifier is nearly all.
So please read the complete statement with the quantifier.
Okay. Entonces, en Colombia, nearly all the people ¿O se lee completa, teacher?
You can say just nearly all people.
Okay. Entonces, in Colombia, nearly all people go to primary school.
Very good. Excellent. This one, Jonathan, 56% of the families have a house.
Teacher, many?
Mm,
Many, a lot of,
a lot of.
a
Mhm.
lot of, a lot of the families have a house.
A lot of families, in this case, guys, it's not necessary to say, for example, of the or no, just a lot of
A
families.
lot of families have a house.
Exactly. Very good. Valeria, this one, 0% of the people vote before the age of 18.
None of the people vote before the age of 18.
Okay, well, yes. Yes, but we have another option. Guys, what happens when it's 0%? What is the quantifier that we use?
No one but
Mm-hmm.
before the age of 18.
Yes, Yvette. Ah, no, Daniela, right?
Yes, teacher.
Great, Daniela. So in this case, guys, we just say no one. We don't say people or something like that, just no one. And remember that in this case, we don't mention the subject. We don't have subjects. We don't say people. No, just no one. And the verb goes conjugated in third person. No one votes before the age of 18. Great. For example, this one, 13% of the people study a PhD. So, Sarah, how can you use this statement with a quantifier?
Few
Mhm.
few people study a PhD.
Very good. Few people study a PhD. By the way, guys, PhD is like doctorado. Okay, so in Colombia, few people study a PhD. Great. We have 75% of the students finish high school. And who's missing? Yvette, when we say 75% of the students finish high school. Very good. Exactly. Well, we can say most in this case. Most students finish high school. Great. Excellent. And finally, we have 25% of the families have a car. So, Valeria, how can you say this using a quantifier? Well, or guys in general, what do you think? What is the correct quantifier in this case?
Few.
Some.
Not many. Uh-huh. Not many families have a car. Exactly. Very good. That's it, guys. So please practice the percentages and the quantifiers. Okay. Remember that we don't say all of the people is not necessary. A lot of the families, no, a lot of families. And remember with no one that we need to conjugate the verb. And that's it. Okay. So great, guys. And finally, in this or the topic, the last topic for the quiz that you need to practice is what we saw in the previous classes. Ask and answer questions about free time, ask and answer questions about routines and abilities. So practice the vocabulary related to sports, exercise, frequency, and that's it, okay? So, well, Jonathan, Sandra, Valeria, questions about this?
No,
No,
teacher.
teacher.
Okay, great. So practice the topics. My best wishes for your quiz. And please, guys, write down your emails in the chat box because I'm going to send you some extra exercises for doing before the quiz, ¿ok? Entonces, por favor, me escriben sus correos en el chat para enviarles unos ejercicios extra para practicar antes del quiz, ¿listo?
Profe, el portafolio, qué pena. ¿El portafolio tiene que ser calificado antes de hacer el quiz o
No,
lo puedo hacer y puedo hacer el quiz?
exacto, no
Ah, ok.
necesariamente tiene que estar calificado, pero sí tienes que haberlo subido.
Yo he vivido, ok. Muchas gracias.
Ok.
Teacher, para este quiz únicamente son lo del portafolio y los y sí, lo de Cambridge, ¿cierto?
Sí. Recuerden que de Cambridge el workbook tiene que estar cada actividad con una calificación de mínimo el 80%. Si no les queda sobre 80%, la idea es que lo repitan, lo corrijan. Y la primera entrega del portafolio, ¿listo? Esos son los dos requerimientos para este quiz.
Okay.
El portafolio no, ese está en la plataforma de Muro, donde ustedes presentan los quizzes. Deben tener habilitado portafolio, bueno, está su sede, el nivel, y ahí les dan las instrucciones. Digamos, para el quiz de unidades 5 y 6 tienen que presentar la primera entrega, que son 4 textos, ¿listo? Task 1 to 4. Los 4 textos los escriben en un documento de Word, ¿listo? En el mismo documento los separan, obviamente, por tareas y suben ese documento para la primera entrega, ¿listo? Y ya ahí el profe les revisa y les vuelve a subir las correcciones en Muro, ¿listo? Todo se maneja en Muro. Antes, la entrega debe estar antes, ¿listo? Bueno, los ejercicios son para practicar para el quiz. Sin embargo, ahí, pues como todos me dieron el correo, les envío los ejercicios a todos listos por si lo quieren hacer. No es obligatorio hacerlos hoy, pero para que los practiquen, ¿listo? Para que practiquen los temas antes de tomar el quiz.
Ok, teacher, thank you.
Okay, guys, ready?
Finish, teacher. Yes.
Okay, so great. Let me see. Okay, Daniela. So, well, in this case, you had to complete the questions. Can you read the first one?
How good are you at sports?
Very good. Number two.
How long spend online?
Okay, don't forget, how long do you?
Okay.
How long do you spend online? Good. Number three.
How often do you go to the beach?
Great. And finally,
How well do you swim?
perfect. Very good. So, Daniela, do you have any questions about this?
No, teacher.
Okay, great. So, well, Daniela, that's it for today. We finished. Thank you so much for attending the class, for the participation. Have a great day, and I hope to see you soon, okay?
Okay, teacher. Bye.
Okay, it's my pleasure. Goodbye. And guys, who else has finished?
I finished, teacher.
Okay, Sarah, and let me see something. Okay, Sarah and Yvette. Yvette, did you finish? Okay, so we can check your exercises. So, well, in this case, you have to write the question and the answer with the words in parentheses, okay? So, what is the answer for the first one? Sarah?
I often play sports.
Very good. And number two, Yvette, the question and the answer, please. Number number two. Go jogging. Al- Very good. And number three, Sarah.
How often do you play basketball? I play basketball 4 times a week.
Great. And number four, Yvette. You can say in this case, what do you usually do? ¿Listo? En las preguntas sí es mejor que los usen siempre antes del verbo, ¿listo? Entonces, what do you usually do in the evening? Perfect. Very good. And number five, Sarah.
How often do you go to the gym? I never go to the gym.
Perfect. Very good. And now in the second part, we have questions with how and the answers, okay? So please read the question and the letter, okay? So number one, Yvette. Um, okay, don't worry. For example, Sarah, number one.
How often do you lift weights? The answer is the letter C.
Very good. Great. Number two, Sarah.
How well do you play basketball? The answer is A.
Great. And well, aquí, often and well. Number three, Yvette. At volleyball. Great. D. And then number four. Okay, very good. Excellent, girls. So the same to you. And for Sandra and Jonathan, well, please send me the exercises if you want to my email, okay? Si quieren me envían los ejercicios al correo cuando terminen, ¿listo? Porque yo sé que esos eran más largos. So,
Okay, teacher.
well, guys,
Thank
in
you,
general,
teacher.
thank you so much for attending the
Thank you,
class,
teacher.
for the participation. Have a great day, and I hope to see you soon, okay?
Thank you, teacher. Bye bye.
Thank you,
Okay,
teacher.
guys,
Thank
Bye.
you, teacher. Bye bye.
goodbye. See you.